All right guys, today we're going to be talking about crate training. You can do crate training with a puppy, which a lot of people are going to be doing. You can also do crate training with an adult dog, which I do recommend doing crate training with your dog no matter its age. And then once you have crate training done, maintain that through your dog's life. Even if you don't use it that much, there might be times where you need to use it, so it's going to be beneficial to maintain it. We'll talk about it today. The first thing you want to think about when you're doing crate training is your dog's size. Believe it or not, a lot of people, they pick out the wrong size for their dog. That could be a crate that's too small for their dog. You do want your dog to be able to stand up comfortably in the kennel. Make sure that their head is not touching the top of it. Make sure they're able to spin around there nice and easily and lay down comfortably. All right, so those are the big things you're looking at. Some people get crates that are too small for their dog. So in that case, we would just recommend getting a bigger size crate. And you also got to think about, if you get a puppy, how big is this puppy going to be when it's fully grown? So if you get like a Doberman puppy, you know when that dog's older, it's going to be much larger than it is as a puppy. So what I recommend for a lot of people, if they don't want to get multiple crates, just go ahead and get the crate that you're going to have when your dog's fully grown, and also get a divider for that. That way you can divide and reduce the space of that crate and slowly give them space as they get older. Me personally, I prefer the Midwest Lifestyles crate. You can get that off of Amazon. I get the single door with the divider, it comes with it. And that has just proven to be a very good and easy crate to use. It's a foldable wire crate, so super easy to store if you need to store it, or move it around if you need to do that. So check it out, let me know what you guys think. All right, setting up your crate in your house is the next thing you want to be considerate about, the location and the accessibility of the crate, because especially if you have a puppy, you're going to be doing potty training with them, so you want to be able to easily get outside. You also want to think about where you want to position your crate in your house, so that it kind of fits with your house. A lot of people will put their crates in their bedroom. Some people prefer them to be in a spare room. Others have them out in their living room. So again, you're gonna have to figure this out for yourself, but I do want you to think about the location of your crate, where you're gonna set that up at, and the accessibility to get what you need, because you also gotta store dog food. So where are you gonna keep that at? You know, if you're feeding raw, that's gonna be in your fridge. But if you're feeding like a kibble type food, that's gonna be outside somewhere. So maybe you keep it close to your crate, maybe not. And then accessibility to your doors to get outside to go potty, or other things that you're setting up in your home for your dog. So location and accessibility, think about it, plan it out when you're working on getting that crate training started. All right, now we need to start thinking about our dog's actual association to the crate. So of course we want our dog to enjoy the crate. We want them to think of it as their den or their lair. We want them to think of it as a resting place and a safe place. So when we're working on our actual crate association, a couple things I like to do. I like to play crate games with my dog and have them go in and out of the crate. All right, so I'll throw some food in there, they can run in there, start eating, and then I can have them come out, eat food from my hand, and slowly work on the duration of time that they're staying in their crate. The breeders that I work with, I do help them work with their puppies to start getting them familiarized with the crate as soon as they start moving around. And if you find a breeder that does that for you, that will really help your crate training if you're getting a puppy from a breeder. If you're not getting a puppy from a breeder, maybe you're getting a puppy from a rescue or an older dog, same concept, principles apply. Rewarding your dog when they're in the crate, rewarding them for getting comfortable moving in and out of the crate, and slowly building up their duration in the crate. Some other things that I do to help build this association, I'll give my dog their food and water in the crate. That helps build up that lair den mentality. I'll also have a nice setup in the crate, maybe with some bedding or a primo pad. That way that crate is comfortable for the dog. The other thing I do to help that crate be a resting place is after they finish their meals, I'll have them rest in the crate for about 20 to 30 minutes before we go do anything else. I'll also give my dog things to chew on in the crate, like a bully stick that they can chew on for a while in the crate to continue to have that rest, dare, lend mentality association. And then the other thing that's really good for a lot of people, once you're done with a walk or training session and your dog goes potty, put it back in its crate, because now we're again creating this good association with hanging out in the crate and resting in there. All right, so we've already talked about, you know, kind of building up a gradual introduction, but it's worth mentioning slowly building up that duration of time where your dog's comfortable in the crate, right? Play crate games with them, food games, going in and out, giving them things in there to hang out. So that slow introduction to the crate is useful for a lot of people. We also already talked about bedding and comfortability. So I do prefer primo pads. I'll put those in the crate. Some dogs that won't chew on blankets or stuff, I'll put blankets in there and give them bully sticks every once in a while. But if you have a chewer, maybe not put a blanket in there until you work on that some more. But those are some big things you can think about in regards to setting up your crate getting your dog nice and comfortable with it, and then also having a comfortable place for them to rest at. All right, now last but not least with your crate training, as with all of your dog training, you got to be consistent and you have to be patient. Some dogs need more repetitions of crate games and crate introduction than others. So if you have a dog that's a little bit aversive to the crate at first, you know, don't rush it, be consistent, be patient, help ease them into that. But the other thing too is, like, some dogs, they get a little bit frustrated, so that could lead to frustration on your end. So you want to make sure that you're patient when you're doing this process. What I recommend for a lot of people, have in your head your game plan, what you're going to be doing, your checklist essentially. I'm going to be doing crate games. I'm going to be doing resting in the kennel. I'm going to be doing food and water in the kennel. I'm going to slowly build up the duration in the kennel or the crate. Now, let's say you're doing that and your dog's starting to be a little bit frustrated. It can be hard for us not to get frustrated as well. So be patient, think about your process, and slowly work that progression to get your dog super comfortable in there so they go in there on their own and you don't have to worry about them being in the kennel or the crate when they have to be in there for a little bit longer than normal. So these are our considerations for crate. Let me know in the comments what you guys think below. Give me some tips and tricks that you're using and that you're finding useful, because we know every dog's different. So kind of our standard way of doing things may not work in all cases, and we like your feedback on what's working for you. So let us know, and thanks for watching.